We're having some awesome stuff going on. The first thing I want to say in the very beginning here is huge shout out to everyone that's first and foremost joined the Alliance. If you want to join it, the name is D-Free. In the last streams we set this up, we created, I had a bunch of you guys kind of joining. Also on the right, the banner there, we've reached level 20 with several players' accounts. Hopefully you guys can get that. The campaign is running for another 4 hours, so you got to make sure you hit that sometime soon. Also, everyone that's new and started as a result of this, by the way, huge thank you. You also can go over here and hit this little cog over here in the top right, hit the redeem gift button on the left hand side and enter the code CARDS, CARDS, and get some awesome in-game perks. So for this one, it's not going to be the longest stream. I just wanted to kind of say, hey, what's up guys, welcome in. Said, what's up? So I wanted to say, hey, what's up, and just kind of promote one last time while the campaign is still going. So if you're not familiar with Marvel Strike Force, you can scan the QR code, get started today. This is a game I've been playing for years. I started a secondary account. That's why it's called D-Free Baby in the top. Started a secondary account as I wanted to kind of do this campaign and get started with you guys. And I was like, I would like to kind of move my other account over, but it's so end game over there. I didn't want to kind of like start over from scratch. So I was like, I don't want to move them down because the rewards are different based on the content you're completing. And so I just was like, you know what? I want to have a second one because I spend most of my time on this game anyway. So if you don't know, I started playing around Christmas or October, excuse me, of 2020 in that area, end of the year. And for me, it was nice. It was nice because, you know, 2020 was hectic. So, yeah, what's up? So, yeah, Seth, thanks, bro. I appreciate you. Get started and reach level 5 ASAP before the campaign is over. So let me go ahead and check out Twitch. We're going to do a live raid as well, by the way, so we can go up in the Ultimates raid as well, because that's something I really want to do. So we got a number of you guys already live here, kind of impromptu, not going to be live all too long. So anyways, for everyone that has joined, make sure you, when you get the chance, you are donating as well, so we can improve our level. And we'll also get extra Stark Tech rewards for this year. This is a big deal. It matters a lot. This goes up to 25% extra stats per grouping. Tech, Bio, Mystic. This does matter a lot. I know a lot of you guys are also going to just be new to the game, so you're going to have to take your time to learn it. So I certainly understand that. It's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. So we are going to hop in. We've had a few raids launched today, but no worries. So we are going to hop into our raid that we started last night whenever we had whenever I announced it. So for the campaign that we have going on, it's kind of non-specific. It does say go up a level, but I mean, you can kind of play whatever level of Ultimates you want. So it kind of is weird. I can go in here and launch any Ultimates raid I want. So it's kind of weird. But level 5, Ultimates 5 is about a good spot to be at, I think, for most players. So keep that one in check and kind of join there. But we'll start off with Ultimates 4 here. And this raid is very easy in particular. So for the people that are wondering what teams to run, characters will have specific raid passives, and those are the characters you're going to want to mostly run. Very straightforward, very simple. Like this guy, Cyclops, I can actually show you here. He's part of the Extreme X-Men team. Extreme is the new raid team that you're going to want to build and focus on. So Extreme X-Men. And then what happens is these characters from that specific group offer in-raid bonuses. So keep that in mind too. So let's go over to the Extreme team, and a lot of these guys are going to have different effects. Like in raids right here, fill speed bar by 10%, so on and so forth. So all these characters are going to have stuff like that tied to them, where when you use that specific set of characters, they're going to excel in the designated content. Now that does apply to all the other forms of content too. Arena, War, Crucible. We don't have a lot of that unlocked right now because you don't have that unlocked until you reach those level benchmarks, but trust me, that does happen. You can technically go in and technically see. So let's pull up the Extreme team. You can, with raids like this though, to be completely blunt with you, any of the characters that are like semi-modern are gonna beat these relatively easily, like without any difficulty. Like every character on this screen that you see left side is you can kind of just take whatever. These raids are relatively simple, very easy. But for new players, it's kind of tricky because it's like I said, you don't know exactly what teams you want to run, what teams you need to use. So, all right. So we're starting off here. We're doing good. And Sunspot, yes, sir. And that's one down, baby. So we're going to go ahead and run the gauntlet here, use up all of our energy. You want to make sure you're completing all of your raiding as much as possible for multiple reasons, for the resources to help out the Alliance. Also, because there are going to be, you know, different milestones and stuff associated with raiding. So, in fact, we just came off of one. In the meantime, I want to throw a couple of shout-outs. Shout out to, it says unique reach level 02. Unfortunately, it just says someone, so I don't really know who that is. So you came in anonymously, so I don't really know. But shout out to you. You reached level 5 7 minutes ago. We got a follow earlier today. L2 date. Thank you. Hachi reached level 20. There was a little banner on the side. So 3 players, Blazing Blue, Golden Thunder, and Tachi. Golden Thunder shoots to the top of the list there, reaching level 20 in 8 hours. Wow. Got there really quickly. That's pretty awesome. That really fast. So that's about a little bit that might be faster than I did. So that's pretty cool. A bit of a work there. But yeah, said if you are interested, check it out. We're live on a few platforms, not many. This won't be a very long stream. I just wanted to show the content for the raid because there was a separate condition as it pertained to this sponsorship that tied more toward. So I wanted to show this that we are kind of also working on this too. Okay, but like I said, using raid characters for anybody that's new is going to be the easiest way to do this. But outside of just specific raid characters, the most important thing I'll say is using modern release characters. Now that's kind of tricky because if you're new to the game, it's downloading now. Yeah, let's go, bro. If you're new to the game, you don't really know who those characters are, right? So I think obviously there's resources, things like that. There's a new character that just came out literally right now that you're not gonna be able to get unless you, but well, you'll get him later. Also Sector Glimmer. Oh, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? I guess I'll show you a little bit of some of the new characters that are semi-modern release. But for the record, this raid we're running, the Ultimates raid came out years ago. So like any modern character, halfway modern character runs, like any character released since 2019, especially because they got reworked, which actually 2019 was about when this game. So I'll say 2020, but they do go back and rework the older characters, so you don't really need the most cohesive stuff for them. It just makes it to where you run through it pretty easily and quickly with minimal effort. I think though, since we do kind of blitz through this kind of quickly, I think we're gonna move up to what is it? Doom next is raids. I think we're gonna start off a Doom raid because Carlyux, thank you for the follow. Because I think Doom would probably be better suited. So let's go back and see. But so far we've got some decent participation. The only problem is, we're going to go check out our alliance, by the way. The only problem is that you aren't able to join, you know, immediately the raids that we currently have going. But we created this alliance. We've got 12 players in here already. So that's pretty awesome. Big Tunchi helping us out here. 23 million collection power. You definitely don't need to be running the raids we're running. But hey, man, if you don't mind it, I don't mind it. Thank you. Tachi joined. Yeah, so some of the players I specifically invited are all here, and they've reached level 20. So shout out to them for sure. So you guys can add me. My name is D-Free Baby. You can add me in the game, and you can kind of converse or whatever. Also, there's the whole alliance. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. And by the way, said you can join as well. When you get the alliances unlocked, you just search it. So, you know, kind of looking at it, I don't think there's any sort of sort for, no, like release date sort would actually kind of come in close. Okay, so let's do it this way. Out of the characters in the top row, Deadpool is like probably getting reworked soon, most likely, so he's semi-important, or he will be, but Carnage and Mysterio are very good, the others not so much. Next row, Negative is good, however, on his team. Black Widow's good. No, it's not Iron Patriot. That's a U.S. Agent. He's okay. He's a raid character, but he's already power crap, so I got him. Coulson, very niche, but okay. This next row is pretty stacked. Everyone in this next row that you see at the top, from Kang all the way to Gambit, is really good. So all good characters. Next row here, everyone but Phoenix, very relevant and or good. And Phoenix is pretty niche. The next row following it, 4 of the 5. I don't have Kestrel, but she's extremely good. Best character on this row. Shield Medic is not very relevant. But everyone else is very relevant. In fact, as a new player, they've lightened up the unlock requirements. It's much easier to unlock older characters like Nick Fury. So the second you should go in and unlock some of the older legendaries like Nick Fury or Dr. Octopus. Even at lower star levels, they're still going to be a good benchmark, a good starting point for you. Vol, Hela, all these characters on this row are good or relevant right now. Hulk is probably the least relevant one right now, and that's only because he's on the Gamma team, which is a couple years, about a year and a half older. The following row, you have Rescue as the most relevant one here. Electro is probably the second. Loki. Those two are raid characters. So, as you progress in the raids, there's no conditions for anything right now, what we're doing. But as you progress in the raids, there are conditions where it's like use only tech characters or use only this and that team. So like then ultimately you start hitting teams that are all of one trait, right? So like Bifrost, right? We talked about some of these characters already. This is a Mystic raiding team, so they're all Mystic characters. And they are specific to the higher end raids. You want to run this full team. And like we talked about the X-Men, they're all mutants, obviously. So we move on from there. The Sinister Six guys are okay. The most relevant character here is Venom. Surfer is probably the least relevant one in terms of late game. Okay? Because even Sam has niche stuff that's good. So Surfer has some okay stuff. He's just not really relevant anymore, which is unfortunate because on my other account I've got him at tier 17. So in the next row, nobody here is really relevant. You do need to build Scarlet Witch eventually though, but nothing on this row. They've all had their time. Now they're pending getting reworked again. Here, you want to build Captain Marvel. And if you like some of the other teams here, go for it. But even Goblin there is not a great Sinister Six character, as he wasn't made for that team, and he was reworked a while ago. Nobody really here I'd work on aside from Iron Man. Agent Venom, for a new player, is a good one because he does slide into that raiding team again, that bio raiding team. Dr. Octopus, one that you want to build ASAP. Nothing else really there. And the only other stragglers here I would say you will want to build up are Lizard, Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, Cloak. Cloak is a character that's been repurposed. He was a raid character on launch a couple years ago. But now he's for Crucible, but that doesn't mean he still wouldn't work for a beginner player taking on mystical raid teams. Magneto here. Icarus, definitely want to build him up. World War II. Not really a ton here. You will need to build up Wong eventually. Nemesis, yes. Although he's now been power crept out, but yes. Not a ton here either. And then we kind of hit the characters I don't have unlocked. And out of all of these characters I don't have unlocked currently on the screen, only Slayer is one I would really build right now. It just kind of depends what the condition is, what you need these characters for, if that wasn't clear. The last member of Extreme that I don't have is Forge, so you would run him. 2099, Spider-Man 2099. Kitty Pryde is apparently getting a rework, so I don't really have any comments on her. Gwenom is brand new. She just came out like last month, so definitely worth building if you have her. However, as you see, I don't have her. Although I will say there's a pass currently going, so, you know, eventually you can unlock her here, probably. So, yeah, I just wanted to kind of do a brief recap of some of the characters in terms of, like, rating specific. But again, join, and more importantly, like, above all else, kind of have fun. So let's go ahead and hop in. There are other versions of raids if that wasn't clear. We're going to run some of these other ones before we get out of here, though. Oh, this one? So this one has a condition for Brotherhood or Shield. So I only joined this to help out the other player here, Cygnus, who kind of joined in and kind of got stuck. So I went to help him. That one's a little bit too hard because of the condition. But there are other variations here. But the most important thing is that we have gone up levels in the Ultimates raid, which, as far as I understand, was the condition. So we've cleared 30% of that room. Nobody's joined room 2, so hopefully somebody watching will do and help us out there. But we have about 3 hours left on the campaign. 4 hours. So anybody that's starting out, you've got to kind of push a little bit because the campaign won't last much longer. And regardless, I hope you enjoy the game regardless of my campaign. I hope you enjoy it. The game is awesome. Like I said, I've been playing for years. Not on this account, if that wasn't clear. But I've been playing for years. and definitely love it. And when I got the opportunity to promote it, I was like, why not? But yeah, you definitely only have a few hours left for the campaign. When you get in, hit the cog, redeem gift, Cygnus. Your Cygnus cards is the gift code. So let's go ahead and hop in and do some raiding here. Oh, I'll join room 1. Now, how the game kind of looks is when you get to more... My alliance will get here eventually, but I'm not worried about this right now. But when you get to more organized raiding, everyone's going to have a designated lane. You are going to be asked to run specific teams in certain areas, things like that. So everyone's going to have more designation, but for now, it's kind of a free-for-all because at this point, it doesn't really matter, right? And so when you join these raids and you hit, everyone's working together, hitting the completion numbers. So like you're hitting 30%, 60%, so on and so forth. You hit these benchmarks for how much of the raid is completed, and everyone gets more rewards. So definitely make sure that you are competing because currently early game raids are the most important thing for you. There is other stuff like arena and stuff that's also very important. Aside from that, like other modes like war you don't have unlocked yet. But raiding is the most important thing early game because it matters the most and it's the most relevant way for you to get resources, whether that's gear orbs or the ability materials that you are needing, all of these things. The raiding, as soon as you get in, make sure you're raiding every day. Also, the most important thing about the raiding is that you are completing the milestones and also getting your daily reward done. So make sure you are doing that. It is extremely important, and again, the most important thing to be doing. But my lasting bit of advice, like I said, this won't be a very long stream. I kind of got to get back to doing some videos. And my lasting bit of advice that I will have is, I talked about how earlier in this stream, what the best characters are, what you should kind of be building if you have these other stuff built up. I'll show you guys my other account in a moment. But what I can recommend and what I will say is don't be a meta slave. Just have fun with the game. The game is very fun. You do have to build certain teams. Like you can't always, some characters are plug and play. You can't always grab X bad character and put them on a team. But whatever is easiest for you to get the most enjoyment out of the game, to keep you playing the longest, is what I would recommend doing. I wouldn't want this to be some sort of flash in the pan. People are only playing it because of my campaign or for my giveaway. Which, by the way, I didn't kind of announce them because it's kind of hard. It's not really all too possible. But in terms of how much time is left in the campaign, but like we got like a few hours. But if you get in and level up quickly enough, you will be entered into a giveaway. If you're interested for a Mario Party Switch code, I do have one of those I'll be giving away to somebody that does complete at least level 5. I was gonna say initially who hit the highest. I think I might change that condition to level 5 because it's kind of hard to hit level 20. Although level 20 condition is good because it does mean somebody was really dedicated. Maybe I'll keep it that way. I'll think about it. I did announce it that way, so I probably will keep it. Oh, we just hit another level 20 live. Ivan the Mex. Shout out to you for hitting level 20, bro. Wow. Got clutch right there. It had the animation playing and everything on the video. Oh, wow. That was kind of cool. I did not expect that. So we had another player reach level 20. See, I hope that you guys are enjoying the game. Like I said, I hope that you guys have had fun. It's definitely one of my favorite games, and I've been playing it, for forever, and can't say that enough because I know most people know me for Dragon Ball related content, but this is my most played game. So, let's go ahead and hit this node, and then we'll flip over to my other account, and we'll kind of just talk over there. So we had somebody join our alliance just now as well, live in the video. Shout out to YTR Mello. Shout out to you, bro. So definitely join. The alliance name is D-Free when you unlock alliances. Anybody listening, if you want to. Whether you are starting with my campaign or you just want to just kind of join my alliance just because you can, it's fine. I don't really care. We need bodies right now. Need bodies. We just need bodies. All right. Because the sooner we get more players in, the sooner we can progress faster. My only worry is that it's gonna get a position where some people are progressing too fast and they're not able to complete some of this. Because we already have a decent disparity. Some players are like level 70, some are level 20. So like some of that's kind of going. Okay. Above all else though, I think we've mostly... See, there was a daily mission there. I think we've mostly done everything I wanted to do here. So let's shift over to the other account here. Give me just 1 second. Okay. That was cool seeing the graphic there. Definitely cool. Though the leaderboard hasn't updated though, so I don't know how that's all going. Alright, so we're logging in on my main, and I'll show you guys a little bit about how the raids and stuff look like on a more established account. And also, I'll show you my roster. It's fun. But you know what? I've tried in the past starting a second account, and I didn't stick with it. I am hoping that that will be different this because I have all you guys. Alright, so this is how my roster looks. Much different. Bigger numbers, everything's like really crazy over here. This is my main baby that I've been putting in my work in for years. Have pretty much everything except for the brand new characters that and I am at 73 million CP? 74 million. Pretty fun. Do we have our raids up? Okay, we do have some raids. Okay. So, oh, okay. Shudo just kind of shot by. When you get to a certain level, I don't know what the level is, you can kind of just sim it. Killer Beast, thanks for the follow, bro. Over on Twitch, anybody watching not on Twitch, you can follow on Twitch. And I will mostly, after this campaign, publish most of my content exclusively on Twitch. So if you're interested in Marvel Strike Force, if you're watching on other platform, check it out. Or unless you're on Kick, I do have a Kick. I don't think there's any of you. But yeah, so anyway, you can sim these when you get to a certain point, and they're extremely easy to do if you have the right team. If you don't have a right team, you gotta lose. You could even sometimes sim these with the right teams and still lose. But look at the numbers, look at the opponents. The opponents are crazy here. I want to show you guys a little bit of gameplay here. So this is the new Hive My team. There's Gwenom, she just came out. I talked about Gwenom a little bit earlier. I talked about Venom and Carnage. We have the Symbiote Silver Surfer and the Red Goblin. All three of those characters, those two and then Gwenom all came out in the last like couple of months. But this is how things kind of look at the higher end. The opposition is kind of crazy. Look at their levels 92 and stuff like that. So kind of crazy. It's kind of jarring when you come from the other version that I'm on, and it's like, whoa, what am I looking at? Like, where did these big numbers come? Absolutely, really jarring. Thank you for everyone checking it out. Appreciate you. So yeah, pretty crazy. And then when these guys get low on life, the cool thing with the symbiote characters that they've always had as a trait is when they get low on life, they get a lot of speed bar. And this is a turn-based game, so speed bar is king. So we just loop them. As you see, Venom is taking back-to-back turns. You just start looping the opponent, just taking a lot of consecutive turns. Venom is taking another turn here. That's pretty absurd. So that's the cool trait about the symbiote team. So definitely, I would recommend when you get to the chance to do so, I would recommend building up the team. Sure. Anybody new checking it out, that's how the team. So yeah, definitely would recommend building this team. I just started that secondary account, so I wanted to make sure I pointed this stuff out. This is kind of old news now for anybody that like keeps up with the game or content creation. But as I've got a lot of new players that just show how things kind of look and get kind of crazy. Now, if you notice, I talked about earlier how there are conditions to the raids. Like this one was for only bio characters. The last one was only for mutant characters, things like that. So there are a lot of conditions and stuff that do vary. So that's another little layer to it. And we're going to beat this Nova here. Got so many bleeds. He's just going to bleed out when he takes it anyway. But I'm just doing basics. I don't even have to do this. We're just going to win. Like, it doesn't really matter. We'll just Nova. And we'll stun you. That's going to actually keep the taunt on me. Oh, unless we click. Right here. No, I chose to do that. By the way. Drop some traumas. And gonna drop this as well. So far, so good. He hit red life bar. That means we're gonna get the speed up again. It's pretty insane how that happens. If they go down to red life, we just get faster and faster and faster. So we just start lapping them with turns like I talked about earlier. Pretty absurd. And we win. Well, I need to do one more attack, probably. We win, basically. Basically win. I don't need to preserve cooldowns. A good strategy, typically, this team doesn't need it, but typically, above the ability icons in the bottom right, there are those yellow blocks. There's 2 out of 4 on that middle ability for Venoms, you know, so on and so forth. Each turn that passes, you get one of those filled in. Very straightforward. But typically, if a character has all their stuff available, like here, I could do this if I want to. Typically, a good strategy is to just preserve the cooldown so you have them, because what happens is, going into the next stage of the raid, that will matter. They spawn with the exact same setup that they had at the end. They don't start off with like a reset or anything like that. Typically, that will matter. It doesn't really matter a ton, like I said, with this team, because they generate energy a lot for each other, where they give each other energy ability, or ability energy. It doesn't matter a ton, but just in general, I would recommend strategy for completing raid. Keep that in mind. We're going to complete this raid here really quickly. They're going to pass through this. Sim is complete. So, we're at 60%. So, ultimately, part of the reason why you want to complete the raids is because you get all these ability materials, these other resources. Now, this is not how things will look for you if you're not at this stage of the game, or if you're a beginner, but just something to strive for. But ultimately, there are a lot of rewards available, too, for raid alliances. So, when you get more hardcore in the game, eventually, you'll be fine. I've talked about how Ultra Gohan coming to light. Yeah, I just uploaded a video not long ago, like right before I went live, so check it out. I talked about how I've played for years. The good news is the new player experience is ever expanding. It's so much easier and better to improve characters now than it was when I started. It was so much more tedious and hard for me to build characters up. But nowadays, it's much, much easier to get most of the characters and resources that you need. So that's the last thing I'll say. Have fun, build characters you enjoy, and that's the most important thing. So I've got some other stuff I need to work on. Just wanted to kind of drop this quick video. Everyone that joined, thank you. Everyone that participated in the giveaway and the campaign, thank you again. I appreciate it. And we got a couple hours left. If you haven't already, check it out. Thanks for the follow, Killer Beast, over as well on Twitch. And I'll see you all later.